At some point, you ask yourself, when are you truly happy? We are truly happy not when we get answers to our questions. We are not truly happy when we solve this riddle of life, the puzzle that is life. We feel truly happy when we are at peace. The same peace that we experience in deep sleep where there is no me. So, what is true happiness, true contentment, true peace? True peace or true happiness is the absence of the separate self. The end of separation is true happiness. And the whole idea is that it is not an intellectual understanding, it is the understanding of the heart. We can spend our entire life contemplating on truth, on reality. We can read books, we can read scriptures, we can go to gurus, we can listen to lectures, and all of these things gives us temporary happiness. But what is that gives us that happiness which is abiding? That happiness is a recognition of the unaltered and unpredictable flow of life with total acceptance. And that total acceptance is peace. Now, till there is this resistance to life, till we are fighting what is, till we are forcing our opinions on others, there will never be any peace. But when I accept myself as I am, when I go deep into my true nature as to who I really am, then I go beyond the questioner, then I go beyond the persona. And going beyond the persona, I find something valuable. I find something lasting. What is that? That is peace. So we may say that we are here on this planet, facing life challenges, facing old age, facing disease, death, separation, witnessing violence, witnessing inequality, injustice. But at the heart of it, the question remains, who is concerned? Who is the one that is afraid? Who is the one that wants to change? Who is the one that wants to know? Till there is the one that seeks, that wants to know the nature of life, because that entity, its only objective is fulfillment in the moment. So it will get fulfillment in the moment by seeking answers, but it will never last. To know that can last, one has to go beyond the intellect. Buddha was the one who went beyond the intellect. Only the heart is the answer, not the mind. We can exercise the mind, we can make it sharp, it can work beautifully in the world, it can bring us all kinds of pleasure, but all those pleasure comes attached with pain. Mind can help us solve all the riddles, answer all the questions, but from each answer, 10 more questions will arise. So it becomes clear at some point that the nature of mind is entanglement. Mind is not interested in going beyond the source of its own existence. Mind is only concerned with expanding its existence through entanglement. So we keep philosophizing, we keep seeking. But then the Master says, stop the seeking. The Master says, call off the search. Why does the Master say that? Because only when the mind is at rest, there is possibility of something awakening that is not touched by thought. And that which is not touched by thought is indivisive, is unlimited. Because thought is a form, it is limited. Therefore, whatever result the thought will produce will also be limited. A skewed vision will always produce temporary outcomes. So to know who you are at the core is the only pathway to abiding peace. Deep, deep down, there is nothing more important than peace. Peace which is reflected in daily living, which is the total acceptance of the unaltered and unpredictable flow of life. Does it mean we will not experience emotions? Does it mean we will not experience turbulence? Not at all. Everything will arise. Everything will play out because that's the design of life. But the need to shut things, but the need to suppress things will go away. There will be courage to feel everything totally. And that courage is the heart. It comes from the heart. It never comes from the mind. The strength of the heart is manifolds because heart does not have limitation. Mind has limitation. So this is one question that naturally comes to mind. What is it that is going to pacify me? What is it that is really going to quench my thirst? What is it that is going to put an end to my inquiry of what is my purpose in life? And the answer is very obvious and very straightforward. It is peace. Because when we are in peace, none of these questions ever arise. The question about life, its purpose, why are we here, what are we doing here, what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad, what is pure, what is impure, what is righteous, what is unrighteous. All this duality is accepted as a part of phenomenality or what is happening. This total acceptance of this duality, the link of interconnected opposites, brings peace. So peace is the ultimate goal. But it is not that the mind has to be forced into peace, but it has to be understood what is the nature of mind, and that every thought produces an outcome which is impermanent, transient in nature. So nothing will ever satisfy the mind. Nothing will ever, nothing as a concept, as an intellectual understanding, will never quench the thirst of mind. But heart, when awakened, puts an end to it all, and there is total restfulness, total abidance in peace. Peace that is your birthright. Peace that can never be taken away from you. Peace that is never lost, because it was never gained in the first place. The heart is like the ocean, infinite, vast, and mind is just a wave. Sometimes the waves are big, other times the waves are small. But all waves are impermanent, transitory. They all merge back into the vastness, which is the ocean, which is the heart, because that is their destiny. And so is the destiny of every human organism, to go back to that peace that is never lost.